loves that group, and she loves anything to do with the gay fair. She loves to go to any and all gay fair homecoming concerts that are within driving distance. Now, I used to be a huge NSYNC fan, and, well, okay, still a huge NSYNC fan. But back when they were still touring, my mom would chauffeur my friends and I to any NSYNC concert that was within driving distance. So I decided that I would kind of pay her back in a way and go to some concerts with her. Now, little did I know that those concerts would end up blessing me such that they have. Last month, we were on our way to one of those concerts over in Georgia, and then we were driving over to Alabama for another one. And she hands me this stuff to read of a ladies' event that she was working on with Jenny called What's in Your Bag? And she wanted me to proofread it and just give her opinion on what I thought. There were all these pictures of bags and purses. There were big bags, there were little bags, there were diaper bags, there were briefcases. And I come to this one picture of this bag that reminded me of an IV bag. And after staring at it for a long time, I finally said, Mom, what is this? What's it supposed to be? And she said, well, it's a chemo bag. And I said, okay. I said, so you're relating that to what you've gone through. That's what's in your bag. Because she had just finished her 4 treatments of chemotherapy for breast cancer. So jokingly, I just said, well, can I show them what's in my bag? Well, we thought it was pretty funny, and we thought that Jenny might think it was funny too. So Mom says, telling her all about it, and Jenny says, well, I think it's a fantastic idea. My mom just kind of shook her head and said, no, Jenny, Jennifer was just kind of kidding about that, because you know what's in her bag. Jenny said, no, I get it, but it's perfect because we all have crap in our bags. Some of you might be wondering what kind of bag I'm talking about. So I thought I'd bring along and show you what my bag looks like. This is my bag, and this is what's called an ostomy bag. Now, in order to help you understand a little bit more about what this bag is and how I came to get this bag, I'm going to take you back a few years. Now, ever since I can remember, I've always had stomach problems. I would eat and have a stomach ache. I would eat and have a stomach ache. But when I was 11 years old, I went to the bathroom and I discovered that I had some bloody stool. So I went to my mom and I told her, of all places I chose when she was playing at choir practice, to tell her about this. So she called my doctor the next day, and we went to the doctor, and she found these little skin tags that resembled hemorrhoids. So she referred me to a local surgeon here in Stuart who did a biopsy and was able to rule out any kinds of cancer or anything like that. Now, he had always suspected this disease called Crohn's disease. At the time, we had no idea. We'd never heard of it before. But he never could really officially diagnose me because some of the key symptoms and signs of Crohn's I had the exact opposite of. Shortly after I started seeing him, I developed this tiny tear close to my rectum. Now, over the year, that tear got bigger and bigger, and finally, the surgeon, having exhausted all of his efforts on me, referred me to a pediatric gastroenterologist. He ran some tests and did a colonoscopy. On January 13th, 1997, I was officially diagnosed with Crohn's disease. From January to November of that year, I felt great. He had started me on this drug for Crohn's, and he had given me some iron to boost up that. But in the beginning of November, it was decided that I needed to have surgery on that wound in order to close it up. Otherwise, they were afraid that if it kept growing, it would eventually grow all the way to my tailbone. On November 24th, 1997, I went in for my very first surgery.